exactly. And you would go through all these different planets, and I really like Sweet Melon because I've always had that kind of fantasy, really.
Oh my god.
Giant donuts and ice cream.
Sonic visits Willy Wonka. But, I don't know why there's cheeseburgers in Sweet Mountain. I wouldn't say
I don't care. It still looks like a good fantasy land to me.
I wouldn't say cheeseburgers are really sweet, but it works. It works. And I remember when there was, like, first rumored to be that kind of level in a Sonic game, I was like, what the hell? What kind of idea is this? But it actually turned out to be really good.
Yep. And of course, like, I believe like each planet you go to, when you defeated the boss of that planet, you freed the Wisp, from the torture they were going through.
Indeed.
And of course, a lot of the bosses in there were, you end up fighting the same boss again.
Yeah, you'll start out with fighting 3 different bosses, and then they'll pretty much come back, but they're just up.
It's like, haha, we've rebooted ourselves.
Yeah,
they're just expected than you thought.
They're either recolors or upgrades, whatever you want to call them. But
I found the Ferris wheel one not to be challenging a second time, so
yeah, it was pretty good. But I think the really big thing about this game was that they changed the voice cast, but except for the better. Which, I don't know.
Of course,
do you want to talk about that?
Our beloved Mike Pollock was still voicing.
Oh yeah, everybody except for Mike Pollock, because Mike Pollock.
I think Mike Pollock is going to stay in for a good while.
Yeah, he is. He enjoys his job. I know he does. And I know he does because he actually auditioned again. Like, they didn't just pick him. They didn't just, like, keep him. He actually had to audition again. And he got the role again. But,
Right.
Then you have Roger Craig Smith, Chris Redfield, or whatever, Ezio from Assassin's Creed voicing Sonic. And you have Kate Higgins from Naruto that voiced Sakura as Tails. Which is pretty cool, and the robots' names escape me.
One is, isn't one Cubot?
Oh yeah, I know their names. There's Cubot and Orbot. Orbot was actually in Sonic Unleashed, but he was a different color and he had a completely different voice. But
and like with Cubot, he had a problem in that game because his voice chip was like missing, and they kept on giving him new ones. And
I really like that.
That was more of like that was comedy there.
Yeah, what I like about Sonic Colors is that there's a lot of comedy in there. While there are a lot of jokes that make me cringe, honestly, but I like how they tried. At least they tried to give a bright, happy, positive feel to the game, which they really succeeded at, I think.
Probably my favorite quote from that game is when Sonic, when it's the boss that you fight at the end of Planet Wisp.
Oh yes.
And he's like, "No copyright in the universe is going to stop me."
It's the best line ever, and that just.
I know.
Oh my god, I love it. It just. For a while, Sonic's personality was really dead. It really was. But in Sonic Colors, they really brought it back full force.
Yeah, I believe Roger's been a good choice for the new voice for Sonic.
Definitely, I really like him.
Roger's personality for Sonic is really good.
It is. I honestly, nowadays, I don't miss Drummond at all.
Right, and Jason Griffith, he was good, but now he's silent in Pokemon. But
he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He doesn't deserve to be hated on, I don't think.
No, he doesn't need to be hated on.
But he did do some pretty bad performances in the past. I do agree with that. But he's a good guy. He's actually in a show called Casters, and I'm just saying this right now. If you haven't watched Casters on YouTube, watch it. It is an amazing show. It's intriguing. And I actually spoke to the producer, and he actually loved me because I advertised the show on Twitter. But anyways, that's not Sonic. But anyways, Colors.
But
it's simple. I like it.
Right. So then, after you go for like all the planets or whatever, we actually discovered that Eggman is really a final boss again.
Woohoo!
And, you know, everyone's like, oh, man. So you fight Eggman.
Oh, yeah. Burp.
You fight Eggman and this giant purple death machine. But, you know, you get help, you know, from the Wisp or whatever.
And of course, that music. That Phase 2 music. Orchestral version of Reach for the Stars.
And then it was all over before you know it.
Indeed. Well, you know, it's a short game, but it was a breath of fresh air. Much like Unleashed, but I think Colors was more so.
Right. And, well, is there anything else of Colors you would like to discuss?
Well, not really. I mean...
Would you like them to bring a Colors 2?
I don't know how they would do it. That Sonic Dimensions was rumored. I know it's false. It was proven false now. But,
right.
That actually seems like a pretty good idea. Like having a spiritual sequel to Colors. Not a direct, you know, Sonic Colors 2, but something like it would be cool. I really like the colorful, happy concept of it. But, yep, Sonic Colors was, you know, as a lot of reviewers have stated, it's the first truly modern feeling Sonic game.
So, let's see.
And then we have the latest.
I guess that's it for Colors. And I guess that brings us to one more big thing.
The latest one, celebrating
20 years
of the Sonic series, which is Sonic Generations, a celebration of Sonic's 20th anniversary, showcasing, or I guess reimagining some of the, you know, the biggest, most popular levels from the series, and of course,
right.
And in this game, the big thing, I mean, the whole game is a big thing, I'm not even going to say that, but one of the big things in Generations was they brought classic Sonic back, which was, oh my god, that was awesome.
Well, I thought it was amazing. When I first started to play the game, you automatically start playing the game.
Yeah, just like in Colors, too. And usually in 3D Sonic games, they have a cutscene before the game starts, but
it still was amazing because that in reality, and when you would first play Sonic the Hedgehog, as soon as you press start, the Green Hill Zone would, you know, the title would come up, and then you would start playing as Sonic. Just like how Generations is.
Yep. Press start, Green Hill right there. Except it looks beautiful. Everything. Oh my god, Green Hill Zone is. Oh my god, it's. I don't know. Generations just. While there is one thing that I really dislike about it is the story is very shallow. You know.
Right.
Admittedly, Generations is freaking fantastic. You know. It's a really good celebration of the last 20 years, you know. They got all the positives down, really, you know. They got the modern Sonic gameplay, which everybody's liked from Unleashed onwards. And then, you know, they brought the classic Sonic gameplay back, which everybody's always loved. So, you know, you have two of the best gameplay features. And alongside of that, you have everybody's favorite levels in there, too, which is fantastic, you know. Everything in HD. Couldn't ask for anything more, except I can because I want the story to be better. But yeah, but I still think they could have done a lot more than what they did. You know,
right?
You know, they could have had, I don't know, Hydrocity. I kind of want a Hydrocity.
Well, there was a lot of things I wanted, but I didn't get.
Of course, you know, it would take a lot of time and money to satisfy everybody. You know. So,
but only if it was real.
You know, but what they could have done, and I don't know why they haven't, but it seems like they could have put a lot more story into it.
Right. The story of Generations wasn't, you know, it wasn't long, but there really wasn't that story to it.
No, it was basically, how it went was Sonic was... I guess they were celebrating his birthday, because apparently he's 20, and canonly now. Well,
Right.
they don't say
Chili dogs forever.
they don't
man.
say that, but